How the heretics, what will happen with the Jehovah Witness religion after Covid-19? Because we will go back to normal, but normal will not be the same. It will be the new normal. So things will be different in the world, and also in the world of religion, and my favorite religion, Jehovah Witnesses. Because will it be exactly the same, and will it be exactly the same people on the meetings? Because some people would call Jehovah Witnesses a doomsday cult, and they themselves call it Armageddon-based religion. But let's say it's an Armageddon-based religion, and now when the COVID started, they were kind of like doomsday preppers. They went home and they were sitting, and you would see on Facebook all these memes from Jehovah Witnesses that, oh, where were the Israelites when Jehovah's angel killed all the Egypt children? They were at home. And where were Noah when Jehovah killed all the worldly people? They were in the ark. And where are we now? At home. And soon Jehovah will kill everyone. And kind of sad story, but many witnesses thought it's a good idea that Jehovah kills everyone. And you would also see, they also did a 1975 thing, you know, oh, this is the last days of the last days, the final part of the final part of the last days of the last days, according to Brother Stephen Lett. But they really know that this is not Armageddon, so they kind of mixed both 1975 and 1976 with, we don't know, it's not one particular thing, we never said. So I think they can draw new members, or at least activate old members when they get this Armageddon scare. But then I think they actually will lose more members when the COVID-19, you know, nothing happens. There's no hailstorm message or anything. And you sit down and think about it. If the last day started in 1914 and we had the Spanish flu and then we had the corona, that means that's 100 years without the pandemic. How can you say that, oh, pandemics is a sign of us living in the last days of the last day, in the final part of the final part of the last day of the last day of the last day, the final part? There's been a 100-year glitch with no pandemic. So I think they might go down. And anyway, have you seen now the Jehovah Witnesses, they have meetings in Zoom. And so they're sitting there and they have a meeting and they're waving and they're happy and it's good for them. But what will happen? Well, when the Jehovah Witnesses use a computer, they will sooner or later type Jehovah into Google or Yahoo or something, and they will find apostasy. Or maybe not apostasy, maybe they will find Jeffrey Jackson in the Australian Royal Commission. You know, if you never heard about it, Australian Royal Commission was not apostasy. It was a commission to look into how different organizations handle child abuse. And Jehovah Witnesses were one of these organizations. And Brother Jackson testified, and he's not an apostate, so you can listen to him. But many witnesses get angry when he claims that Jehovah, they ask him, are you God's channel on earth? And he say, well, that would be presumptuous to assume. And they did the same thing in Stockholm. They started, when they were defending themselves, they started off saying that it's important for the court to remember that Jehovah Witnesses are absolutely like everyone else. The reason why they do this is because they want to behold to low standards like everyone else. They don't say, oh, we are better than everyone else, so please, look at us with scrutiny and hold us to higher standard than everyone else. No. We never said that we were. Have you seen Jehovah Witnesses when they see the Australian Royal Commission? That's kind of fun to see their reaction. Look at this clip.
Listen to what he said. Under oath. What's the answer? Mr. Jackson, what's the answer?
That I think would seem to be quite presumptuous to say that we are the only spokesperson that God is using. The clear that
What? That I think would be presumptuous to say I'm play it again.
Scriptures clearly show
God, why do you allow this to happen to me?
To say that we think would seem to be quite presumptuous to say that we are the only spokesperson that God is using.
I think it would be presumptuous to say we are the only spokesperson that God is using. How convenient. Oh, really now? Oh, now it's presumptuous. It wasn't presumptuous when that's what you taught us as kids and as adults. It wasn't presumptuous when you said that we should listen to y'all or we gonna be destroyed and not make it into paradise, that we wouldn't make it through the Great Tribulation. We certainly wouldn't make it through Armageddon. That's what you told us. That's what you taught us. When we were impressionable, when we were weak and we were looking for people to trust, that's what you taught. That trust us because we are God's true channel. We have the answers. We have Holy Spirit. We are Christ's brothers. We going to heaven when we die. Somehow Jesus Christ be talking to us. Listen to us. That's what you said. But when you under oath and you get put under fire and they ask you that question and you know how ridiculous the answer is that you told us, you gonna switch up the answer now? Oh, that would be presumptuous of you. Damn right it was presumptuous of you. But you should have told us that. You should have said that to us. Instead of us wasting our goddamn time and this, bruh. I'm trying to keep it together here. Instead of us wasting this goddamn time in this stupid ass, cult ass religion.
This is how they react, and it's a good reaction because we were constantly told that they were God's channel. We were even had a song in Swedish. It was Han har en kanal som han valt här på jord. Han genom den varnar och delger sitt ord. I don't know the English word, but in Swedish it goes, he has a channel that he shows on this earth. And through this channel he sends warning and deliver his judgment. Bah. So, but then in court, both in Stockholm and in Australia, they say, no, we're exactly like anyone else. So, I understand why she got angry. Look at this.
Responsibility to care for the spiritual food. So in that respect, we view ourselves as trying to fulfill that role.
Trying to fulfill that role of dispensing food in the last days, dispensing spiritual food in the last days. Now they're trying to do it. I ain't never heard it nowhere in literature or how it was presented to me where they trying to do it. They always told us they was doing it. They were the ones. We have to listen to them. We don't even need to step foot in no other church. We don't need to read no other books, no other literature. They are the ones. Now all of a sudden it's presumptuous to say that, and now all of a sudden, oh, they're not the ones doing it. We're just trying to fulfill that prophecy. Is you kidding me right now? If you would have told me that back then, that, you know, we just trying to do this thing. We don't really know, and we don't really think we the only channel. You think I would have stayed? You think you would have stayed this long? Look, bruh, y'all about to have me mad. Duh. I was upset. Now I'm getting mad and I'm about to be angry.
This is fun. So I believe a lot of Jehovah Witnesses will be activated when they have the first COVID-19 scare. But then, when things calm down and there's no Armageddon and they take a deep breath and realize that the Spanish flu and the COVID-19, there's a 100-year between that with no pandemic. So the Jehovah Witnesses are sitting home now, and I like the witnesses. They're nice people and they're struggling. They are very much a part of the world, and they're struggling with the same things. Just look at this jw.org here. And first they start with COVID-19. Oh, are we living in the last days? And they are talking about the pale rider and blah, 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 blah. But then people this taught how to deal with isolation. Well, that's a bad thing when there is this quarantine. And then don't drink too much alcohol. And now we are on this article, domestic violence. And that's sad, but it's also typical human. Jehovah's Witnesses are not worse or better than other people. They are weird, and when it comes to shunning family members, they are worse. They have no natural affection, like the Bible says. But all in all, I believe COVID-19 will damage the Watchtower organization because, yes, they can activate a lot of people, and some people will think that, I was really lucky that COVID came because it got me up to speed again and now I can blah 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 blah. But I actually believe that when it calms down, you can look back at it and you get in 1976. If you never been a Jehovah's Witnesses, Jehovah's Witness said, they claimed they never did, but they did say that Armageddon would come in 1975, and you have this huge growth before 1975, but then they dropped off. So all in all, they come out winning because they got more members before 1975 than they lost after. But now you get the same effect that this is Corona, this is Armageddon, oh no it's not, and boom. They really did not have any time building up to the COVID-19. It just came. So they didn't have the time to recruit new members. And therefore I think they will lose a lot of members. Like this angry lady that found Geoffrey Jackson lying in court.
With God's Spirit in giving comfort
Oh, I
and
can-
help in the congregation.
Oh, I could punch somebody in the face right now.
So I'll leave a link in the description to her video and to Woman of the Nangsa. This is a fine day on the farm. Thanks for asking. It's a lot of work. Normally I have interns helping me. It's called woofing, so you come like a lot of French engineer students, higher education, and they need to do something more than books, so they actually come here and work, and I teach them, this is hay, this is the goat, and you give the hay to the goat. No, the other side, yes. And yeah, so they learn how to get their hands dirty. That's also part of, and I get free labor. But now all of them is gone because we're not locked down in Scandinavia really, but the borders are closed, so I have to work all my ass off here. So I got some new goats, so I'm happy I had to invest something because you have to do something, so you can't just sit down and feel sorry for yourself. So I hope this COVID will disappear soon, magically in March, like someone said 2 months ago, and hope you come to Norway. See you here and see you in paradise.
Now, does the governing body, or do the members of the governing body, do you see yourselves as modern-day disciples, the modern-day equivalent of Jesus' disciples?
We certainly hope to follow Jesus and be his disciples.
And do you see yourselves as Jehovah God's spokespeople on earth?
That, I think, would seem to be quite presumptuous to say that we are the only spokesperson that God is using. The scriptures clearly show that someone can act in harmony with God's Spirit in giving comfort and help in the congregations. But if I could just clarify a little, going back to Matthew 24, clearly Jesus said that in the last days, and Jehovah's Witnesses believe these are the last days, there would be a slave, a group of persons who would have responsibility to care for the spiritual food. So in that respect, we view ourselves as trying to fulfill that role. With God's Spirit in giving comfort and help in the congregation.
Oh, I could punch somebody in the face right now.
If I could just clarify a little, going back to Matthew 20.
We don't care about that book.